Many members of the queer community have difficulty engaging with places of worship because historically they have not been accepting of LGBTQ people. Hello, my name is Alphonso David, and I'm the president of the Human Rights Campaign. And this is a word about how unity between faith communities and the LGBTQ community is crucial for us to achieve equality and justice for all. Growing up as a child, I went to both the Baptist church and the Methodist church because my mother was Baptist and my father was Methodist. I spent hours and hours every Sunday in Sunday school and in the choir learning about God and learning about faith. As a young child, I did not see the church as a safe space. I learned very early on that being gay was not accepted in the Black church, in the churches that I went to. I didn't really develop a relationship with God until later on in life, when I started reading the scriptures for myself and understanding what those words meant, accepting that God made me and would accept me for being who I am. But that didn't come till much later on in life. We have so much work to do to make sure that those doors are really open. When an LGBTQ person walks into a church or a synagogue or a mosque, that they're respected. And when we think about the Black church specifically, we know that Black people are also LGBTQ people, that LGBTQ people have served in many different roles in the church, but they have not been fully accepted in all cases, and that's what we have to change. Brothers, sisters, cousins, and friends, as you heard, I serve as the president of the Human Rights Campaign, which is the world's largest LGBTQ civil rights organization. The initiative, Looking for Common Ground, that the Human Rights Campaign is launching is really a joint initiative that I launched with our new religion and faith director. And the objective is trying to create safe spaces where the LGBTQ community and the traditional faith community can coalesce and try to understand how we can build bridges so that LGBTQ people can be accepted in places of worship, and specifically the church. The goal of this initiative is to really open the doors, to make sure an LGBTQ person can walk in smiling and be themselves and understand that God is going to accept them. So the initiative is wide-ranging. We are reaching out to churches, to synagogues, to mosques, to every single religious-based institution that we can find to see if they would be willing to engage with us. Many are saying yes, but we're having challenges with others. I'm committed to having those conversations. Even if we're receiving no's, I believe that ultimately we can open the doors where people of faith will see us for who we are and accept us for who we are. Some doors will be open much quicker than others, but we're going to make sure that we continue the conversation. Because when you think about what God represents, He represents radical love. So God loves me radically. And any member of faith, any leader of faith should also love me radically, regardless of who I am or who I love or what I look like or what country I'm from. This concept that Black people are homophobic is a false racist trope, I think is a vestige of racism. The idea that homosexuality, trans visibility was something that was created outside of the church or didn't exist until the church came to be is just false. The reason why we have laws all over this world sort of prohibiting LGBTQ people from being recognized and engaging in relationships is because same-sex conduct existed before those laws were put on the books. And one of the things that I want to achieve in this tour is to directly address that trope, because that's what it is. The idea that if you're Black and you're gay, those things are inconsistent and not cohesive, and that's just wrong. There was a recent study released that said Black Protestants, at a rate of almost 70%, support anti-discrimination laws to protect LGBTQ people. So this narrative that Black people or Black Protestants or people of faith who also happen to be Black don't support LGBTQ people is false. This report clearly shows that LGBTQ people are actually welcomed by people of faith. There are a number of things that faith leaders can do. The first is open your doors and say yes to every single person that comes in. and understand that this concept of love actually applies to them as equally as it does to every single person in your family. Second, get involved in the struggle, get involved in the fight for equality. You could help us try to pass legislation that protects LGBTQ people from discrimination. Leaders of faith can get involved in so many different ways, and I'm hopeful through this process that we can get them to do so.